All right, what does May Day mean to you?
May Day means to me that we still have a long way to go. We did win the 40-hour week and 8-hour day. We still have the women are still not getting paid equal pay for equal work. So this is part of the work that remains for us to continue organizing, and given all the stuff that's going on to working class and poor people like Baltimore, Ferguson, and so on. And so this is another way of us being able to unite our voices, celebrate what we've gained, and commemorate the people that have been lost in these struggles, and to call the call for continuing the organizing to make this a better society.
Thank you.
Okay.
What does May Day mean to you?
May Day is, for me, is a very dear celebration of the struggles of the working class throughout the entire world. And it makes more sense here in the US because it is, in a sense, a prohibited day. But this is why it is important that all these people who are here today to celebrate International Workers' Day actually remember that this is something that began here in the US with the Haymarket affairs and with the struggles of the American workers.
How do you think your perspective is on the police brutality and police killings of innocent people of color, like in Baltimore?
It's again is the role of the state to actually repress dissent to the measures that they themselves take. So I am not surprised that this is what is happening now. Not surprised at all. Obviously, as in the past, we have to fight the powers.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
What does May Day mean to you?
May Day means we all have to share this planet that we live on, and everybody should be able to earn a living wage to provide for their loved ones and for their families. Right now there's a greater gap between the richest segment of the population and the poorest segment of this population than there was in the Middle Ages. We're re-entering the age of serfdom when we simply don't have to. We figured it all out. I mean, hell, we got Xbox now. Let's make everybody happy. We have the technology, but instead we have these multinational corporations that seem hell-bent on destroying the planet and the lives of millions and millions of people just so they can make a buck. We have right now the technology and the capability to make a mass conversion to green energy and let everybody on this planet live like a wealthy person without the continuing need to destroy our planet and oppress the very people that have to live on it for its survival. We have to work for the common good of all people, and not just a handful of people that are at the top that have rigged the system for their own gain.
Thank you.
So right now I just want to give a little bit of history of May Day for folks who don't know. It is they may not recognize it here in the United States, but it is certainly an important international holiday. So in 1886, workers went on strike for the 8-hour workday, and this is a strike they would eventually win. They would eventually win the 40-hour week and the 8-hour day, but it was not before a very long, hard struggle. And many strikers, actually an indiscriminate amount of strikers, lost their lives as the Chicago police opened fire on a crowd of strikers just trying to get an 8-hour day for themselves and so they could get home and have a reasonable life in addition to working. So they did indeed, like I said, they did indeed win this 8-hour day, but it wasn't through anything but hard struggle and striking and solidarity, and that's what we're here today to do, to commemorate. So even though May Day is not recognized as a holiday, we are out here celebrating, and we have the 8-hour day, but we need a whole lot more. We won the 8-hour day. I think everyone here knows we need to win 15 an hour. We need to win some police, yep, there we go. We need to win some police accountability. I think that's something else that's on everyone's mind. We need to take some accountability for the environment as well. There's a lot of issues out there, a lot of campaigns going on, and we need to realize that the way that we're going to win these battles, the way that we're going to win this fight, is through solidarity with all these campaigns. Everyone coming together, recognizing that our interests are the same as many other campaigns, and that we need to take an active stand for not only working people, but anyone who finds themselves without a voice in this system of capitalism. Today is their day. Today is the day to celebrate those voices and make sure that every voice is heard. Because in this system, it's simply not that way. So I'm going to give it up for Jenny. She's going to give you a little bit of Boston May Day history. But let's give a big round of applause for her. And once again, guys, it's a celebratory day. So happy May Day. Here's Jenny.
How's everybody doing today? I can't hear you. How's everybody doing today? All right. Well, happy International Workers' Day to everybody that's here. I think a lot of today because it's not something that is in the United States, and that's why we're here today, so that we can continue this and make this larger every single year. So I just wanted to give you a brief overview of the Boston May Day Committee, just to hear a little bit about how we were formed. So the Boston May Day Committee was formed in 2006 as part of a national movement in support of workers' rights, and in particular immigrant rights. A national call was put out to have a national strike and boycott of all forms of business on May 1st. And the BMDC supported this wholeheartedly. The term "shut it down" that we continue to use today, it was realized on that day. The national strike and boycott was called demanding immediate amnesty and full rights for undocumented immigrants, as well as an end to the militarization of the border. As you can see, from the very beginning, the Boston May Day Committee linked the May 1st action to the worldwide tradition of International Workers' Day. The BMDC saw the need to unite all workers' struggles, and this method continues. We believe in a right to a job. We support the fight for 15.
Come on, everybody, like you mean it.
We believe in the right to an equal quality education for all. We believe to the right in housing. We stand in solidarity with our immigrant sisters and brothers. We fight against all forms of racism, sexism, and bigotry. We believe in the Black Lives Matter campaign and stand in solidarity with the Baltimore uprising. We stand in solidarity for all of these struggles. For a struggle for one is a struggle for all.
Tradition tells I bind us, our tradition slaves, no more enthroned. Years shall run on new foundation, we can't be taught, we shall be whole. 'Tis the final conflict, let it stand in our place. The international working class shall be the human race.
This struggle for 15 touches every struggle that we all participate in. Whether it's for women who don't make enough, whether it's for people working in prisons for literal slave wages, this struggle touches every struggle that we can unite on. Recently at Northeastern, 15 Now got a historic victory. Students voted in the largest turnout in the history of the university to pay their workers 15. We have a really bullshit law in this state where we can't raise the city's wage to $15 an hour, but I don't know if you've looked around, but there's a couple of universities around here. We're all students of history. Quite a few of us are students, literally. Let's build a fight for 15 on our campuses. Let's build a fight for 15 in the Black Lives Matter protests. Let's build a fight for 15 with the feminists, with the veterans. It touches us all. Let's take this demand that touches every part of our lives. Let's help rebuild this labor movement that we're talking so excitedly about, that won the 8-hour day, that built a major struggle that was seen from India, that was seen across the world, and let's fight for 15! And because I feel awkward with you guys ending cheering for me, I want to say,
Mayday for Freddie Gray! Mayday for Freddie Gray! The living wage in the city of Boston is over $16. The minimum wage is still under 10. Despicable, and Burger King should be ashamed. What do we want? 15! When do we want it? Now! What do we want? 15! And when do we want it? Now! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! Fight for 15! Fight for 15! Fight for 15! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! If we don't get it, shut it down! We're going to double back now that Burger King has heard from us.
Anticapitalista! 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 Anticapitalista!
No justice, no peace. No racist police. No justice, no peace. No racist police. No justice, no peace. No racist police.
No justice!
No peace. No racist police. No justice, no peace.
Fight back! And human rights are under attack. What do we do?
Stand up, fight back.
Doing this for Freddie Gray. Downtown to Back Bay. Doing this for Freddie Gray.
Downtown to Back Bay. We're doing this